Okay, we're going to do a quick review over 6.2 with the natural base of E. Okay, and afraid I was covering up my sound here. Okay, so we've already talked about E, and we already looked at translating it back and forth, and E is really the number 2.718, okay? And we discussed how that is one of those numbers very, very closely related to pi or I, a special number. It's the expression as when you have 1 plus 1 over x to the x power, it approaches E. It's that flat line that it approaches, okay, going out. And so they have discovered, this is actually, they call it Euler's number. But we want to treat that E just like any other problem. So we're going to take the E and do some real quick property things with it. So I'm just going to start doing some examples. For example, e to the third times e to the sixth gives you e to the ninth. You just go ahead and add the exponents together. So see, not a big deal. Okay, so you do e to the seventh times e to the fourth. Okay, what do you get there? You're right, e to the 11th. That was pretty easy, right? Okay, another property. So let's do this one. Let's do 16e to the fifth over 4e to the fourth. Well, first of all, we can do 16 divided by 4, which is 4, right? And if we divide, we subtract the exponent. So what's 5 minus 4? Well, that's 1. So e to the fourth. All right, now you try. 24e to the 8th over 8e to the fifth. All right, 24 divided by 8 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. See, you guys are champs. Okay, the last property would probably be the power to a power, but you know this. So don't let that X throw you off here. All right, so I'm going to take 3 squared, so 3 to the second, and I want to take the negative 4x, and I'm going to multiply that by 2 as well. So I end up with 3 squared is 9, and 2 times negative 4 is e to the negative 8. So see, not a big deal. All right, your turn. Okay, go ahead and stop the video. So this would be 10 to the third, and then e, so negative 3 times 3 is e to the negative 9x. 10 to the third is what? 1,000. E to the negative 9x. Okay, so get that out of the way. The other piece talking about that E can be both growth or decay. Okay, and we kind of explored this yesterday with how do you determine whether the E is growth or decay? Well, quite frankly, it's what does the power look like? So if I take and write down this somewhat confusing looking, we're looking up here, friends. What is the number? If it is a positive, if R is positive, okay, if R is positive, it's growth. If R is negative, it's decay. That's all there is to it. So e to the negative x is decay, e to the x is growth. Doesn't matter what you put up front, it talks about what's in the power. That's as crazy as it gets, okay? All you gotta do is look at the power. The very last thing I wanna talk to you about is money. So this is continuously, this is called continue. I'm gonna pick up my continuous compound interest. Okay, so do you remember, it was kind of complicated. We talked about compounding daily, monthly, yearly, all that stuff. Well, how about we make it easy and just continue it, continuously do it. So in a problem like this, it will talk about making money. So I want to deposit $500 compounded continuously at a rate of 1.3%. So 1.3% is what? 2.013. So 0.013, and I'm going to lock up that money for 5 years. Put that in on your calculator, just like that. Now, whoa, hold on a sec. Did you know that you have an E on your calculator? It is right there above this button that says LN. How weird is that, right? 500, so second function, E to the 0.013 times 5. How much money am I going to make? I'm going to make $33. Really? That's it, huh? $33. Well, oh, and 58 cents. Well, friends, number one, this is pretty crappy, okay? Number two, like, oh, well, what am I going to do? Like, that's the best I can do, okay? Nothing else I can do. How about go the other way? I want to make $1,000, and I want to invest it in the bank at a 6% interest. What's 6%? 0.06. But I only want to lock up my money for like 10 years, okay? How do I figure out what P is? How do I go backwards? Well, that's easy. First of all, if I'm solving for this, I want to figure out what that is, and I'm going to divide, right? So think about it like this. Take 1,000 and divide it by whatever this number is up top. So you know what? I can do that right on my calculator. 1,000 divided by parentheses. Okay, I'm going to do E to the 0.06 times 10. And I'm going to make sure I put a parenthesis and close that parenthesis. Wow, that's interesting. So I'm going to, at 6%, I'm going to have to deposit $548.81. But you know what, friends? It's 6% and you're tying it up for 10 years. Okay, so something different. All right, friends, that's it.